Well, the time has finally arrived. It is the best weekend in high school football in the state of California. It is rivalry week, and we got a big-time matchup here in the 25th anniversary of the Black and Blue Bowl here on the Solana College Sports Network. I will introduce Joe Angier here in a sec. I am Zach Poff, and Vacaville comes in 7-2 overall, and they are hosting Wilsey Wood, who come in 6-3. Both 3-1 in the Mel. So a big-time matchup. Both teams already clinched playoff spots.
Yep.
But a lot has to go with a win here, and positioning battle is on the line. And Joe Angier, what do we need to look forward to from Wilsey Wood, the visiting team, if they want to beat Vacaville for the first time since 1997?
Honestly, it's going what we've been looking for both teams is ball control. Who can control the ball more this game? Is it either going to be Wilsey Wood with Markey? Or it's going to be Wood with Hecking.
Yeah.
Chad Hecking.
And you look at Marcus Howard, as you brought up, the #1 passer in the Mel.
Yep.
And he set the single-season record over 2,000 yards passing for Wilsey Wood. So important for them to really get Marcus Howard going here.
Yeah, Marcus Howard is actually, like you said, is beating out Chad Hecking. But Chad Hecking also shows his skills because he's got a scholarship to Utah. And he's going to go to a mission trip for 2 years and then go back to play some football.
And we are almost set for the kickoff here, and the crowd is going wild. We got a big-time show out here. The Wilsey Wood side is packed. The Vacaville side is packed. And we are seconds away from the 25th matchup in the Black and Blue Bowl. And as you mentioned earlier as we were talking, Wilsey Wood's only won 3 times out of the previous 24 matchups.
The closest time that ever been in was in 2008, where it was 28-27.
Onside kick right off the start. And Vacaville was ready for that, so they will start with excellent field position as Dulon Stevens there to field the onside kick, so they will start at their own 49.
It's not that's something you'll see from Coach Lee, the special teams coach for Wilsey Wood. He likes to get the ball as early as he can. Hey, we're going to kick it off. Let's try to get the ball back. Coach Lee is a very intensive, aggressive special teams coach, though. He's always encouraging his players. He's also the D-line coach and offensive line coach, or actually just offensive line coach. My fault. Because Coach Crozen is defensive line coach. But
so we see Vacaville get the ball here first, though. What do they really need to do here to start off early? They got to focus on the run a little bit, or
they're going to try to establish the run at first for the first play. But I see Chad Hecking throwing it a second time.
They give this one to DeMonte Moore up the gut, picks up about 4, and it's nice to see Chad Hecking back as a starting quarterback. Last week did not get the start, but Coach Pop going with the senior here. Last regular season home game for Chad Hecking, and it could be the last home game if they don't beat Wilsey Wood tonight. And I was talking to my boss at Max Preps, and he said if Vacaville wins tonight, they're going to for sure get 1 home game in the Division II playoffs and maybe 2. So big-time game right here.
It's all relying on if Vacaville can win.
Hecking fakes it inside. Moore bounces it outside. He's got the first down, and Moore turns on the Jets. He is going to take this one all the way to the house. No flags on the field. Vacaville on the board. 40 seconds in.
That is something we were expecting, a big offensive game for Vacaville. Now let's see how Wood responds next, because Wood also has a power offensive game with no Damon Lewis. We will see Jermaine Lewis, actually, who is another power back for Wilsey Wood, and Marcus Howard, who can also throw and scramble in the pocket. But let's just see how this game started already early with Vacaville getting on the board.
And DeMonte Moore, the #1 rusher for this Vacaville squad. We get a replay lined up here. Look at DeMonte Moore turn on the Jets. Nobody is going to catch him. 47 yards to the house. So Vacaville strikes first, and that's the last thing Wilsey Wood wanted. I thought it was important for Wilsey Wood to get off to a fast start in this one. 2 plays, 6 points, extra point awaiting for Vacaville.
Well, Vacaville has a great running game. Every time you see Vacaville, they always have a good running game. But they had, like the newspaper and the reporter said, they don't really have a guy they can rely on. Because in 2012, they had Melvin Mason. 2011, they had Quincy Forte. And last year, they had the Newmore twins.
Yeah.
This year, they don't really have anyone that can say, hey, we can always give them the ball. Hey, we can always throw them the ball. They're just going through the rotations with Cunningham and Moore.
So already 7-0, 40 seconds in. And my favorite running back from Vacaville, I'm going with my guy, Terrence Daly. That guy was an absolute horse. He was going to play at UW, but things didn't really work out for Terrence Daly there. But that's what Coach Pop has really breeded here at Vacaville.
Yeah.
Strong running game, don't turn the ball over, and that is why they lost their first Mel game since 2008 against Napa. They had 4 turnovers, and both their Mel losses, both these squads came to the hands of Napa, who have been very, very impressive with Coach Mott this year.
I was waiting for you to bring that up because also if Napa loses tonight against Vintage, which is possible.
Could be a two-way tie.
Yeah, it could be a two-way tie because everyone's counting out Vintage because Vacaville beat Vintage and would beat Vintage, but not everyone knows that Vintage always has a game plan for Napa every year.
Vintage 6-3 this year, 2-2 in the Mel, and it's a rivalry game. You always get ready for rivalry games, and Vacaville was ready here 40 seconds in.
I also see the Vacaville doing an onside kick as well, trying to get the ball back to score again.
So a squib kick, fielded at the 35. And Wood's going to have good field position right around their own 44-yard line, we'll call it.
Last year, this happened where the Vacaville squid kicked it the whole time, and they kept getting the ball back. Wood's being a little bit more protected now with the ball.
So, Joe Angier, no Damon Lewis tonight. Is it going to be the Jermaine Lewis show?
Jermaine Lewis and Marcus Howard. But I was also told to watch out for Matthew Freeman. No, I'm sorry, not Matthew Freeman. Matthew Fullerman. He's a sophomore, and he's apparently going to replace Damon Lewis this game.
But Lima, he had a big-time game against Rodriguez. Douglas gets it, end around, bounces it outside. He's in Vacaville territory, still going. And finally pushed out of bounds right around the 39.
Wood's too fast for me. I was about to say Douglas, too. They're too fast for me right now. That's another thing that's Wood adding is their fast intensity. But they're trying to match Vacaville's fast intensity as well.
And Roderick Douglas has really shown that big game ability. But really the bread and butter for Wilsey Wood's offense is the quarterback-wide receiver combo with Howard and Tavion Cunningham. Shotgun, Howard, screen. And he picks up about 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 7 as he hit Tavion Cunningham. And looking at Tavion Cunningham, this year he broke the school record for a single season with receptions and yards, nearly 1,000 yards and nearly 50 receptions on the year for Tavion Cunningham.
Tavion Cunningham has shown his stride this year. He's only a junior, isn't he? So he's going to next year come back, and he's going to probably repeat that for Wilsey Wood. And also it's good to have Marcus Howard back as well.
Howard almost got him to jump off sides, but don't see a flag as they gave it to Jermaine Lewis for the first time tonight. No gain, so that'll bring up 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats here on their first possession. That's
just the Bulldogs showing their defensive power here. They're always good on the running game. They've never been really too good against the pass game, but whenever it comes to the run, they're good at stopping it. Actually, excellent, if I would say so myself. I haven't seen anyone have a 100-yard game against them.
Yeah, it's tough against Vacaville's defense. Shotgun, Howard, hands it off. Lewis picks up a yard, and this is 4-down territory. They're at the 35-yard line of Vacaville, so that'll bring up a 4th and 6. And that's one nice thing, having a guy like Marcus Howard as your quarterback. 4th and 6 is something he can pick up with his arm. And as we saw against Rodriguez, this kid is very mobile in the pocket, and he really extends plays. I mean, I don't want to call him Johnny Football just yet. We'll just call him Marcus Football tonight.
Oh, yeah. People are comparing him to Johnny Football, but he's looking more like a Luck to me.
4th and 6, Howard, intercepted at the 31-yard line. Reed Ramirez there with the INT. And Coach Mraz was talking about this before the game. We cannot lose the turnover battle.
Yep.
1 turnover, 1 possession for Wilsey Wood's offense. And really the interception doesn't matter right there.
Yeah, it was a 4th down anyways. It's almost a kickoff for them right there. But I would like to see Marcus get the ball downfield more there.
So this gives us a chance real quick to look at Wilsey Wood's defense. And this team maybe has the best linebacking core in the Mel with Jordan Boyd along with Tanner Nelson, both 100-plus tackles so far this year. And Jordan Boyd, this kid is really special, only a junior too. Moore gets it, bounces it outside. Green in front of him, past midfield. He's got the 1st down and trips up right around the 38-yard line. So the DeMonte Moore show here early.
That's twice they gave the ball to DeMonte Moore for a big game. Woods needs to make some adjustments here, I see. You can't have that happening all night.
And I know you're happy. Vacaville's offensive line is Vacaville's offensive line doing a good job.
They're showing their power here.
You gotta look right here. Just look at them clear the edge right here. And little freeze frame for you. We'll get to that later. Kane Cunningham gets the rock. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost a couple of yards there. So this important possession for Wilsey Woods defense. They got to find a way to get Uncle Mo on their side here in the first quarter.
Oh, yeah. But also Pop said this is the biggest team he's ever had for offensive line in a long time. And this is the smallest teams that Wilsey Woods ever had in a long time, line-wise. So it's interesting how to see this game end up with the smallest team against the big team.
DeMonte Moore tried to make the one-handed grab, but Hecking a little far out in front. So that'll bring up a 3rd and 12.
That was a good pass rush by number 50 on the Wilsey Wood Wildcats, Alex Benning. Benning's brother, he has more than just one brother. He has like 4 older brothers.
Big-time family.
Oh, yeah.
The grocery bill must be pretty pricey.
Oh, it was. I bet you.
3rd and 12. Vacaville at the Wood 40. Hecking under center. 3-step drop back. He's got a man open in the flat. Duel on Stevens, and he is hit right at the first down marker. Looks like he got enough for the first down. And it's 3rd and 12. Your Wilsey Woods defense, look at it, a little bit of press coverage right there, maybe. I mean, that was too easy for a 3rd and 12 conversion.
Yeah. They need to read Hecking a little bit better. Hecking is showing that he can throw. He hasn't really shown that he can throw yet, but they know he can. He has shown it before. And it won't be surprising if he shows it now.
So once again, you are checking out the Solano College Sports Network. Joe Angier doing the color commentating. I am Zach Poff. And 7-0 Vacaville early. And DeMonte Moore's had 2 really good runs so far here. And that's what Vacaville needs to do. They run the rock.
Yep.
And that's how they win games. That's how Coach Pop has done it here for the last 10 years.
That's how Coach Pop's done it. That's how Coach Zeno done it. Tom Zeno is.
Of course, we're playing at
his field.
The chain's coming out right now.
Speaking of fields, Wood might get their own field.
And while they're measuring the chains, you get a look at that 3rd down and 12 conversion. Nice stiff arm right there. Big duel on Stevens. Moved the chains, maybe. I think he got enough for the first, though. And it's at ZPC, baby. It's going to be 4th and short. And for those of you that don't know the ZPC, it's a Zach Poff curse. Not very good at predictions there. So, but 4th and short. You got to go to 2-4 right here, right? Get the big old cane.
Now we're going to see the Vacaville's run game.
And this is what you just touched on.
Yep.
You got the big guys for Vacaville against the smaller defensive line. This should be pretty easy for Vacaville to convert this on a 4th and short.
Yep.
But hey, it's football.
You never know what's going to happen. This is going to be see who has the faster feet here. Can Woods' small speed get through, or can Vacaville's big powerhouse get to it?
And this is where it's nice to have 2 stud linebackers like Jordan Boyd and Tanner Nelson. The linebacker and the Will.
Last time I seen a combination like.
They got the first down easily. Just followed the left tackle.
The last time I seen a combination of linebackers was Jetty Cox, which was 2011, and Brian Stansbury. He played in Nevada. He's playing in Nevada right now. And Brian Stansbury, who was a junior when he was a senior, but they were
quarterback, right?
Yeah, he was a quarterback and a linebacker.
A linebacker too, yeah.
And he went to play community college football as a linebacker.
So the black and blue bowl here. Moore, stiff arm, and he's taken down. A gain of 1, maybe. Looked like that was Tanner Nelson on the tackle. And Tanner Nelson so far this year, 2nd in the Mellon tackles this year with 82, the 6-foot, 190-pound junior. This kid's a beast.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't have that big of – he's not the biggest guy, but he's the biggest guy that is going to make a play.
Sets up the screen outside and nowhere to go. I believe that was Nelson there again on the tackle.
That's another thing that Vacaville
bring down
likes to
Jason
do.
Wright.
That's another thing Vacaville likes to do. Even if they can't get their run game going, they like to go to the screen game. Just try to catch the other team off guard.
Another way of running the ball in my eyes.
But Reedy's in the game right now. And when Reedy's in the game, that's when they throw it. And it's 3rd down.
Moore has the first, breaks the tackle, and he is just outside of the 10-yard line. And there's a flag in the backfield. This one is coming back, so big penalty against the Vacaville there. Negates the first down.
That's the thing you don't want is penalties, especially in a big game like this. Even though it's Vacaville hasn't busted out for a big score yet, the game's still close. You don't want to start game penalties early, giving the other team to be still in the game.
And Chad Hecking not starting last week, was that Coach Pop kind of giving him a sign like you need to step up a little bit here, or was that kind of just giving him a week off to get ready for this game?
I think it was more of giving him a week off. Let's see what this junior can do against this vintage. We have a good defense. We have a good running game. Let's just give this quarterback a chance.
Walker on the end around, and he gets to the original line of scrimmage just about.
Just let's give this new junior some snaps, see how he does. And Chad Hecking is staying in the game and punting the rest of the game.
Let's get a look at Roderick Douglas right there, and had a big play on offense earlier and a nice tackle right there to bring down Michael Walker. And Walker might be the best two-way player for Vacaville, him or Kane Cunningham in my eyes. So it was 4th and 1, and they're going to get a free first down.
It's surprising that they have two-way players because they're such a big team.
The refs having a little discussion here, so maybe there's a legal snap involved, so we'll have to wait and see what the penalty is right here. False start, move it back. 4th and 1 now, 4th and 6, so penalties on this drive for Vacaville really hurting them here.
Oh, yeah. Usually they're on the first down by now. Penalties pushing them back.
They usually don't do as well when they're in obvious pass situations. So a 4th and 1 to a 4th and 6. Now you got to maybe allow Hecking to try and make a play with his feet and try and hit a receiver. 4th and 6. Hecking. He's got him. First down. Reed Ramirez.
Like I said, when Reed Ramirez is in the game, watch for the pass. Because that's his favorite target, actually. It doesn't show on paper, but Reed Ramirez is probably one of his favorite targets. They grew up together, played baseball together. Chad Hecking and him have some chemistry.
Yeah, and you can tell here early on, he's hit Reed a couple of times here in the first quarter. And him and Dulon Stevens, both very talented wide receivers. And it's got to be kind of frustrating, though, a wide receiver in this system, because you know they're going to run the ball a lot. So you got to be a very unselfish wide receiver, which is very rare at that position. So.
And looking at it nowadays, all wide receivers want the ball more than running backs. Look at Percy Harvin. He wanted the ball too much, and look where he ended up.
Cunningham puts his shoulder down and trucks his way into the end zone. Second rushing touchdown for the Vacaville Bulldogs here with 6:21 left in the first.
Wood likes to also stride under pressure. It seems like they did it against Vintage. They did it in their second game against Concord. Wood just not Concord, against Longo. Wood just likes to come back in games and show flex their muscles towards the ends, I guess.
And as you mentioned, that game against Vista de Ago, they won that one 63-49, but Vista de Ago and Vacaville, two different animals.
Yeah.
So 14-0 after the extra point. So Vacaville's offense has been very impressive, and they're going back to the old school.
Wing
run
T.
the ball.
Yeah, run the ball.
Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
But the thing is, Wood is such a team that you want to be near, that a coach that lives in Alaska came back to be a Wilsey Wood coach just for this game. Coach Flemings, who, like I said, left for Alaska for military purposes, came back to help Wilsey Wood for this team.
And we'll get into Carlos Miraz's journey here in a little bit as this game progresses. He's kind of, as you mentioned earlier, he was in the Windy City for a little bit up in Chicago. And, you know, usually the wife, what she wants to do is usually how it works. So he found his way here at Wilsey Wood. And he's done a very good job taking over 2010. They made the playoffs twice. And now 3 times and 2 in a row. They made it last year and now this year. This is going to be a big possession for Wilsey Wood here. I mean, they don't have to score. They got to get at least a couple of first downs, get a little bit of that confidence brewing.
They're going to kick it deep here.
They're going squib again.
Are you sure?
That's EPC, I told you. Oh, and this one picked up finally at the 2-yard line by Wilsey Wood and breaks one tackle, and he is going to be dropped at the 10-yard line. Nice tackle right there on the special teams player for Wilsey Wood, and also a penalty on the play, so we might get a half the distance to the goal here on Wilsey Wood.
Well, if we can talk back to Carlos Morales, how he got here. When I asked him how he got here and how he became a coach as a Wilsey Wood Wildcat, All he said is he came in, talked to Coach Bowles, said, hey, can I be a Wilson Wood Wildcat coach? And he goes, yeah. Started him up as a JV head coach. Then he worked his way up to be a offensive coordinator for varsity. Then as soon as Bowles said, I'm done, I want to relax, he became a varsity coach. And now Bowles this year came back to be assistant coach under Carlos Morales. Carlos Morales is a guy that you kind of want to be around, actually. I've never heard anything negative about him. He always
a few years ago, me and the old man went and checked out a Wilson Wood practice. And Carlos Morales, he's just that young, fiery energy. And so that penalty back Wood back up to their own 5. And they give this one to the bruiser, number 14, Matthew Folalima. Picks up a couple.
Yeah, Carlos Morales is that young guy that wants to win every game. He brings that fire. He likes to joke with the players. He always says, we're not friends. We're not friends. But towards the end of the year, he'll become your best friend probably.
And just the positiveness that Morales brings really rubs off on the people around him. Just a high-energy guy. And it's just remarkable the turnaround that he has single-handedly done for this program at Wilson Wood. Not single-handedly, but he's done a very good job, and he's really got the right group of people around him. 2nd and 9. Howard rolling out to his right. Nobody's getting open, so he's just going to scamper out of bounds, and that'll bring up about a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
Carlos Morales brought New Jersey, it seems like, every 2 years. So what player doesn't want to have a New Jersey instead of the same one that 20 years ago a player wore, which, yeah, is part of the tradition, but it's make your own tradition, make your own image, and which is Carlos Morales is doing for his team.
And Coach Morales hoping they can at least get a couple first downs here, at least change field position a little bit here as they're backed up at their own 8. Big 3rd and 7 upcoming here.
This is where Cassis for Vacaville wants to stop him
to
get the ball back.
Tavion Cunningham the rock here. Howard, middle of the field. First down and more. And Roderick Douglas, big-time grab, and he's made a couple of nice plays here in the first quarter. Big-time first down for the Wildcats.
I told you before this game started, watch Roderick Douglas. He's going to be a big guy.
And Roddy pumped up on the sideline.
And when you have one guy pumped up, everyone's pumped up to play this game. I remember when I was playing on Wood and Vac High.
You played for everybody, man.
But,
and you get a look right here. Howard, good job. Staying in the pocket. Douglas, wide open. Look at this stiff arm coming up. He tries to dish out. And getting back to field action here. You get it to, I believe that might have been Jermaine Lewis. Picks up about 3.
Jermaine Lewis is a good compliment to Damian Lewis if he was here. As I was told by one of the running back coaches, Jermaine Lewis is a power back and can power his way through. And Damian Lewis is a good speedy back who can move his way around guys and can get to the next level as fast as he can.
You get a nice look right there at Jermaine Lewis. And since the Damian Lewis injury, it's been 2 games for Jermaine at the starting back. 305 yards and 7 TDs in the last 2 games. Lewis gets carry again, breaks a couple of tackles, and finally taken down. That'll bring up a manageable 3rd and 4 at their own 41-yard line.
This is here where they're probably going to let Markey be Markey. Marcus Howard is going to probably run around a little bit, throw the ball to someone, probably Douglas, and get the first down.
That's what you're going with? That's his nickname, Marky Mark?
Marky Mark. Hey, it's not the first one that call him Marky Mark.
New kids on the block?
Yep.
Well, new kids on the gridiron here. 3rd and 4. Need to get to the 46-yard line to move the chains. Play action. Howard. First down. Tavion Cunningham into Vacaville territory at the 45. Anytime you get 10 in open space, watch out.
But what I say, though, Marcus is going to throw the ball to someone and get the first down.
I'm not going to give you too much credit on that because I think probably 95% of everybody in here knew that was coming up.
But Vacaville didn't.
You did spot on. You called the coin toss earlier, too.
Yep.
I mean, the magic's flowing here in the broadcast booth.
Should I start predicting the score?
Stay away from that, trust me. 1st and 10, ball at the Bulldog 45. Screen set up, and a manageable pickup on first down for Christian Arias.
Christian Arias has also made his name in the lineup, too. He's also just a junior, and he's not as big as Cunningham and Douglas, but he makes his impact, his presence known when he is, because he's such a small, speedy guy.
He's their Emmanuel Sanders. So 2nd and 7. Shotgun. Ball's on the ground. Howard and Lewis both jump on it, so bring up 3rd and 10.
That's something you don't want to start out with, as any player is dropping the ball on a handoff. But it happens.
So once again, you're checking out the Solano College Sports Network here at Tom Zunino Stadium. I'm Zach Popp here with Joseph Angier. And the 25th anniversary of the Black and Blue Bowl, and it's really been a one-sided affair for Vacaville here. They've won 21 of the 24 previous matchups, including 16 consecutive. 97 the last time Wood won.
90, yep.
Howard almost intercepted through the hands of Michael Walker.
The closest time Wood ever came in was 2008, 28-27.
56-yard field goal. Very close.
Very close. Hit the top left, I think.
And I believe left? You were a member of Vacaville then, right?
Yep, I was a freshman at Vacaville at the time, rooting against Wood.
So you've rooted against both these teams on opposite sidelines.
Yep, rooted for both of them, and now I'm at this point where I'm rooting for both.
So they're going for it, 4th and 10, ball off the Vacaville 45. 4 wide receiver set. Howard, 3 steps. This one intercepted. Just telegraphed that pass. Reed Ramirez has it. And he finally falls down at their own 45, and a late flag on the play, but Wood has gone for it twice on 4th down. It's resulted in 2 INTs.
Marcus Howard was watching the whole way. I saw Reedy reading him, and as soon as Marcus Howard let that ball go, it was going into his hands no matter what. It was one of those situations that you couldn't stop.
So personal foul on Vacaville, so that'll back them up 15. So they'll start this possession on their own 30-yard line.
But that's something you don't want also for Wilson Wood is turn the ball over. Even though it's 4th down, they still need to keep the ball in the end zone.
I was wondering if Steve Money was going to hook us up with the replay, but, you know, it ain't her. We'll just blame it on Big Kahuna. Hecking hands this one off. Kane Cunningham finally taken down after a gain of maybe 1.
This is just Vacaville going back to the running game. Last time they threw the ball, they didn't have much success, but when they run the ball, they always do.
Well, after they turned it over 4 times against Napa, Coach Pop was like, we're going back to running the rock. They only threw the ball 6 times in last week's 44-28 win against Vintage. They give the fly. Fumbles out. The ball's out. Picked up by Will C. Wood.
And it seems
Cassius Reynolds coughs that one up. And picked up by Will C. Wood, exactly what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats.
That's what any team wants right now is a turnover after a turnover. Get the ball back in your quarterback hand. Give him another chance after you threw that interception. March your team down the field for your first touchdown of the game.
Big-time play right there. Jacob Elliott able to force the fumble, and Will C. Wood takes over at the Vacaville 38-yard line. You get a look right here. And big-time play right there for Will C. Wood's linebacker also. Teron Cornist able to jump on his back and actually get that ball out. They set up the screen. Douglas breaks 1 tackle. Still going. Picks up about 6 yards.
Douglas is just going to be the fighter guy, it seems like, all night. He's just wants the ball every time. He's just going to fight for that extra yard whenever he can.
And the thing I love about the swagger that this Will C. Wood has under Coach Miraz is in the past, if Wood got down 14-0 to Vacaville, they'd throw it in. But not this Will C. Wood squad. This team's going to battle for all 4 quarters, all 48 minutes.
The funny thing is,
Howard gives it to Lewis. He's got a seam, bounces it outside, and he's got a chance to take this one into the house. Touchdown, Will C. Wood.
Wood is finally on the board after a long time. After this whole game, last year they scored early. This time they're scoring later. We'll see how this game turns out.
And a big-time run there, Jermaine Lewis, and he really shows you his physicality, able to bounce off a couple of tacklers. Hey, Damon Lewis, you ain't the only one with wheels on the team, too.
Nope.
He got that burst and able to take it in for the touchdown. So the fumble turns into 6 and potentially 7.
Give Jermaine some distance, and he can go all the way.
So 32-yard touchdown run. High snap. Good job by the holder to get it down. The kick is up. 14-7. So big-time answer for Will C. Wood, and it all started with the forced fumble by Teron Cornist, and Jermaine Lewis takes it in for the 32-yard touchdown run. And just good run right here, Jermaine Lewis. As you see, they're in shotgun. They had that 4 wide receiver set, so maybe pulled Vacaville's defense a little bit. And just look at the vision for Lewis. Nice cut. And then you see the speed right here. He turns on the jets, and he takes it in for the 32-yard touchdown run. And just like that, 14-7, one-score game.
That was also a great job by Alex Benning, too, on the line.
That's your boy.
I know. He's been making his mark this game, like his brothers did when they played. But Alex Benning did a good block right there, so Lewis can get it.
That's why I like doing games with you. You watch the trenches, baby. You see those blocks. I'm a skill position guy, so I'm just watching the fast guys.
You got to always watch the guy that makes the play happen for the fast guys.
So Squibber fielded at the 35. Amari Johnson finally tripped up at the 40, and we got a flag here thrown by the ref on the near side.
That was a line drive kick right to his stomach. They tried to fake him out, and they just kicked a boot right to his stomach.
That was like someone hit a laser to center field.
I know. I thought someone hit the ball.
I can tell you Gregor Blanco did not make the play, but the Giants still did win the World Series. So
yeah.
So I have to wait and see what the penalty is.
Holding.
I believe it might have been a personal foul. It's hard to see because the ref's facing the Vacaville side when he gives the sign. But it is going to be a personal foul on Wilsey Wood. So Vacaville, after allowing that touchdown, is going to start this drive in Wood territory at the 45.
No, that's something they don't need right now. After you scored a big touchdown, you need to get the ball backwards, not forwards towards your end zone. As Coach Morales always.
Wilsey's Wood defense got to have a little confidence now. Just forced a big-time turnover here. Let's get a nice little end zone shot. Hecking gives it to Moore. Nowhere to go. He is taken down immediately, and we're going to be calling Jordan Boyd's name a lot tonight.
Boyd is everywhere.
Tanner Nelson's made some plays, but Jordan Boyd really the leader on this defense. Number 1 in the Monticello Empire League with 96 tackles this year.
Boyd is everywhere. He's going to find. He's probably keen on any running back right now. As soon as he sees that ball out, he's probably racing down the sideline to get that guy. And the thing that Morales always preaches to his running backs that no one really hears is north and south. He does not like a guy going east and west at all. As soon as you go east and west, he's yelling at you.
As you see right there, it worked out for no gain.
Yep.
Whistle blown. Timeout Vacaville here. 19 seconds left, first quarter.
When I played for underneath Morales, every time someone went east and west in practice, Morales had him bear crawling for 50 yards.
And explain exactly what that is, because I don't think a lot of casual fans might not know exactly. It doesn't sound fun.
It's not fun at all. It's when you literally get on your hands and feet, not your hands and knees, your hands and feet, and rock all the way down.
Go end zone to end zone?
Yep, and back. That's one.
See, this is why I just watch football, not play it.
Yeah, they don't call it Death Week for nothing.
Yeah. How hard was that really? Were there chances there you're like, I can't do this anymore?
Yep, there has been chances where I'm just like, I'm throwing in the towel. But I stuck in there.
They fake it inside, give it to Walker, bounces it outside. He's got room to run. He has a first down and more. Cuts in at the 30, and he's going to be taken down at the 26.
I won't lie, though, but our Death Week wasn't as bad as other football teams probably have it. But it was pretty bad. We had to go up to a hill that literally was going straight up, and you had to run it 10 times, and then you had to start from the bottom hill, which is halfway straight up.
Started from the bottom, now you hear.
Yep.
So, Vacaville does get another playoff. Moore, nice cut. First down and more. He is going to take this one in for 6. DeMonte Moore, have yourself a first quarter.
Vacaville is going to pick a guy, Cunningham or Moore, which one you want, and he's going to score all day.
So 26-yard touchdown run for DeMonte Moore, the 3rd rushing touchdown on the night for number 6. And DeMonte Moore, all this talk about Jermaine Lewis and Woods running game, and DeMonte Moore, just look at the bounce, the cut, the jets, take it to the house, young fella. 2 rushing touchdowns for DeMonte Moore, and he's getting close to the century mark already.
Yep.
Nearly 100 yards rushing here in the first 12 minutes.
DeMonte Moore is probably going to want the ball all night tonight. Who's Cunningham? Who's Cunningham for the Vacaville Bulldogs? Is there?
Kane Cunningham.
Is there?
And he hasn't been getting rocked too much here tonight. I mean, no reason to give it anybody else when you got 6 busting out moves like that. So that is how the first quarter ends. Vacaville, 3 rushing touchdowns. And DeMonte Moore really the story here in the first quarter.
Vacaville's defense has to make some adjustments to DeMonte Moore now. They realize, hey, he's got the ball, 2 touchdowns already twice. So right now, Fleming is making up a game plan for him. He didn't win a state championship in Alaska for nothing.
And DeMonte Moore really showed everything he has right there. He showed the vision, he showed the shiftiness, and most importantly, he showed off his wheels.
Uh-huh.
I mean, able to just turn on the jets and bounce it right up the gut and take it all the way in for the touchdown.
And it's
– sorry, partner.
No, that's all right. This is what Vacaville football all about. We always talk. We keep bringing that up because it is. Vacaville football is always hand the ball off to your fastest guy and have him go up the gut. And since Vacaville has such a big defense, offensive line, why not?
So Vacaville kicks this one off, picked up at the 15-yard line. And nice return for Will C. Wood. I believe that was Devin Hamilton there on the return. So good field position for Will C. Wood, starting at their own 40-yard line.
I don't know why they're kicking off anymore. They're always going to be on the 40, it seems like. They're always returning the ball. They just squake kick it every play, I guess, for each side. Because they're going to end up with 40 because I feel that each side is afraid they're going to bust it out so big that they're just going to make a big wall on the 40-yard line.
So shotgun for Howard. Jermaine Lewis just to his left. Nice rollout. Gives his receivers time to get open. He's going to take this one himself, and he's going to be a few yards shy of the first down. And that play right there, Howard showing you how good he can be with his feet.
Yeah. Howard likes to move, actually. He likes to get out of the pocket as much as he can, find an open receiver, or just get out of the pocket and run.
And looking at this Will C. Wood team, this is a very young team. A lot of juniors that are leaders on this team, and they've had a really good year. But it's just scary to think how good they're going to be next year when these guys are all seniors and have another year under their belts. As Lewis gets this one, and he's got the first down in Vacaville territory at the 47.
It is scary. That's what I keep thinking about. If this team's this good this year, what are they going to do next year? Are they going to come back next year and just annihilate the Monticello Empire League?
I wouldn't go that far. Still got to deal with the big boys, Napa and Vacaville.
Well, this team –
Vacaville always has guys ready to go, and you know that.
But this team's beat Vacaville every time. When they played JV and when they played freshman.
JV. That's different, all right? That's like someone bragging about winning games in the minor leagues.
Hey.
1st and 10. Howard airs this one out. He's got his man. Roderick Douglas having himself a good first half here. 3 grabs for Roderick Douglas.
Roderick Douglas was a guy last year they kept forcing the ball to with Tyler Bailey. He just kept forcing the ball to Roderick Douglas, but he couldn't get to it for some reason. And when I asked someone what happened last year, about that last year, he says he had a little injuries, he had little twerks, little hamstring problems. But now this year, he's feeling really healthy right now. He feels like he can conquer this game all by himself, it looks like.
And the nice thing for Tavion Cunningham is while they're feeding the rock to Roderick Douglas, this might open up some one-on-ones for Tavion Cunningham.
Oh, yeah. That's probably why you don't see it.
They give it to Jermaine Lewis and nowhere to go. Wyatt Faulkner there to close the door on that carry. Also a nice job, big 80. Zachary Myers, one of the first guys there to bring him down.
That's probably why you don't hear a lot by Douglas because they're just throwing it to Cunningham. Because Cunningham's always open now because Douglas is such a big receiver that they're going to cover him the whole time.
As Douglas checks off on this play. A little tired.
Give him some break. Feed him some Skittles.
Okay, he's not going Marshawn Lynch just yet. 2nd and 10. Shotgun. Empty backfield. And the center forgot what the snap count was. Everybody else moved except the center.
Even Vacaville's side moved. The thing is, when I played defense, I always watched the ball, so I never moved. I was beaten in my head since a freshman to not watch the other player because the other player is just going to move anyways and freak you out and make you want to move. So I always watch the ball.
At least if it's nice there, if you're any of those other guys, you really can't blame it on one guy there. It was a team effort at least, so you can't really get put in the doghouse.
And also, if the ball moves to center mirror, then you automatically, that's a
They set up the screen. Batted away. This one almost intercepted. Nice play right there. Big 80 again. Zach Myers able to get a big paw on it.
That's a good job by Vacaville's defense right there. Get his arm up in the air, block that screen. Because if they got that screen off, he was
out in front.
They got that screen off, they probably got another touchdown.
And 3rd and 15, and that's where it's nice having a guy like Roderick Douglas here, 6'2", 180 pounds. This guy can get up high, so if you just give him a chance, throw it up.
Yep.
And you don't got to pick up all 15 right here. You can make this 2 downs to pick up 15 yards. It's actually 3rd and 16 at the 10:08 mark.
Oh, here we go. Here's Wood's trick replay that they always like to do.
3 offensive linemen for Will C. Wood. Which way is the screen going? And they run it up the gut, and the running back, I believe that was 14, Matthew Foalima, just slipped, and you see all that mud and dirt right there, and hard to really get any good footing.
Will C. Wood always has a trick up their sleeve every time they play Vacaville.
Hey, Halloween's over. That trick did not work.
Well, we might be for a treat because it might work soon.
I knew you were going there. I knew it. So, punting situation for Will C. Wood. It's 4th and long. Howard coming off, very frustrated.
Number 55, the offensive lineman, is coming back to his first time this week, actually.
So look at this set for Will C. Wood here. And now they're going to break into punt formation. And important for Will C. Wood to get this punt maybe inside the 10-yard line. You get a high kick. And takes a bounce, and Will C. Wood probably should have let that one roll out, but filled it right around the 13-yard line.
That's something we haven't seen much of as a punt. I don't think we've seen a punt
First punt
yet.
of the game right there, partner.
Yeah. I'm not talking about just this game. I'm talking about the past couple games.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much punting out of these teams.
I know Will C. Wood didn't have to punt much against Rodriguez, I can tell you that.
And Vacaville didn't have to punch much to Rodriguez
speaking
either.
of Rodriguez, they're playing Armio tonight. They might both be 2-7 and 0-4 in the Mel, but a rivalry game, so somebody's getting their first Mel win. But the game Vacaville and Wood are paying attention to is out in Napa and Vintage. Napa number 8, the Sac Joaquin section. Vacaville, on the other hand, they're number 9.
Napa and Vintage game is something you always want to watch, just like the Wood Vacaville game.
So you saw Lightning earlier. Now it's time to get Thunder going with Kane Cunningham, and he picks up about 8 yards on the first down carry. So 2nd and 2 upcoming for the Bulldogs.
Well, Napa and Vintage is really interesting because Vintage could be 0-4 in Mel's and beat Napa and get their 1 win, and they'll be satisfied with that. Same with Vacaville.
Vintage, they're 2-2 in the Mel. Kane Cunningham, it stood up this time, and looks like he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. So nice job by the Wood front to bring down big Kane Cunningham. Actually, ref said he got enough for the first down. It looked like he was at least a half yard shy, but it all matters what the zebra says.
We're not getting much time to talk about other players or other teams.
They are going quick. Hecking fakes it. Moore has it. Outside, and he dives forward for a couple.
Wood's defense, it's not showing on the scoreboard, but they're doing pretty good against this wing T right now.
Yeah, they just got to contain DeMonte Moore.
Coach Morales on the sideline right now giving his lineman a pep talk.
And they give this one 25. Cassius Reynolds able to bounce out and pick up the first down.
Cassius Reynolds hits the ball, bounces off, gets to the outside.
That's
a
the
nice run. Cassius able to make up for that fumble and move the chains there on that nice run.
That's the first time we saw something positive from him. That's a good thing.
2 carries, 1 fumble, 1 first down.
Reedy Ramirez coming out of the game, so we'll probably see another run here. And see what Hecking has up his sleeve.
Hecking rushes under center. DeMonte Moore has it, has a seam again, and he has the first down. Gain of 11.
Which team's doing their best to stop that run game from Moore right now?
Well, you touched on this earlier. Vacaville's got a big-time offensive line.
Yep.
Wood a little undersized on the front, and it's really showing in this contest.
Yeah, I was told that they were going to try to run 3 front, but you can't run a 3 front against this big
Better
team.
get 5 boys up there now.
Yep.
Hecking throws this one, and this one almost intercepted as it was thrown behind his intended receiver, DeMonte Moore.
That would have been the first time that Hecking threw an interception.
And it's really interesting. Coach Pop currently in his 10th year. Chad Hecking, the first quarterback to start 2 consecutive years in a row at the quarterback position for Coach Pop.
I know. That is surprising that Coach Pop wanted him to start again. Actually, it's probably because of his brother, though. Hecking.
This one goes up the gut. The ball's out. It looked like it fell right back into the lap of DeMonte Moore. It's like he had a magnet. That ball just followed him. So that'll bring up 3rd and about 4.
He's probably happy about that because he's having such a big game. That would just blow it for him. Get in his head probably.
And both coaches preaching, we got to win the turnover battle.
Yep.
So far, Wood 2 interceptions, Vacaville 1 fumble, and I know Wilsey Wood cashed in a touchdown on that fumble.
And Vacaville cashed a touchdown with an interception.
Moore outside, a lot of room to run. He's got the first down easily, puts his shoulder down, and they'll have the ball at the Wildcat 40, 1st and 10.
It's very interesting how this running back game has changed for Vacaville. Usually they're trying to get that second down. It looks like they're just rushing, trying to get the first down. They're trying, I'm not thinking second down, but to get to the second level. But now it seems like they're just trying to get the first down and just move the chains as much as they can.
So Hecking rushes, 1st and 10, play action, rolling out to his left, throws it off 1 foot. He's got his man, Reed Ramirez, first down, pickup of exactly 10, it looks like. So good play calling here for Coach Pop. I mean, you think they're going to run the ball and you get a little rollout for Chad Hecking?
I think they're just going to go back to the running game. That's probably the only pass we'll see from Chad Hecking for a while.
Timeout, Wilsey Wood. At the 6:18 mark, once again, you are checking out the Solano College Sports Network. I'm Zach Pop here with Joseph Angier. And, partner, what's really impressed you here in the first half for Vacaville?
The running game, giving the ball to Moore a lot more now. Usually it's Cunningham we see running the ball, but Moore has shown his stride in the Vacaville offense and got 2 touchdowns so far. And I'm surprised that we haven't seen more of Hecking. I really came to this game expecting Hecking to throw the ball a lot and maybe use his feet.
And I really think that Napa game.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch it, so I'm not 100% sure. I know Hecking had 2 interceptions, so Coach Pop trusts him a little bit. And then the next week, Hecking didn't start. He was healthy. He punted, but didn't start at quarterback. But I think you were more on the right track of that. Just give a kid a little bit of break, get him ready for the big Black and Blue Bowl.
Didn't want to risk him getting injured somehow. Maybe there's been rumors that he went on vacation, missed 2 practices, and that's probably why. But
he was out punting still.
Yeah.
So.
But I don't think Vacaville has another punter.
Yeah. And it's not like they really used their punter anyway. So
yeah.
So a nice pickup, Kane Cunningham. So 2nd and 7 upcoming here for the Bulldogs. Cunningham again. And still pushing the pile. I mean, if you're wearing 24, you got to be able to push the pile, right? You saw Marshawn Lynch do it all day against the Oakland Raiders last weekend.
It's been a Marshawn Lynch fan. It's been rough. Actually, fantasy order Marshawn Lynch has been rough.
They were happy last week.
Yeah, last week.
Anytime you're playing the Raiders, it's like you better hope you got a lot of fantasy guys on the other squad. So 1st and 10. Speaking of fantasy real quick, check out our high school fantasy football show on maxpreps.com. Each week, Christopher Stonebreaker and myself pick a team of 5. We go toe-to-toe. I'm leading the season edge 5-4 so far. Make sure and check that out. Kane Cunningham gets a carry here on 1st down. Actually, my fault. That's Cassius Reynolds.
But that's actually really interesting. You picked 2 Wilsey Wood players.
I try and give some love here to the Sac Joaquin section guys, especially here in the 707. I've gone with Vacaville's defense before. I also did Damon Lewis about a month ago. And last week I rolled with Tavion Cunningham. Got me 95 yards. I had a solid game.
How are the Woods and Vacaville players been doing for you in that?
Damon Lewis had about a $195, as you see here on the 2nd down carry to bring up about 3rd and 4. Damon Lewis, though, had almost 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. It helped when he springed free for a 95-yard touchdown to the house. And it's really unfortunate, though, for Damon Lewis not to be able to play in this huge game. Luckily for him, he's only a junior, so he'll have another year next season, but he was off to such a great season, and he was maybe in the running for Male Player of the Year.
That's the big thing. Damon Lewis was really hurt when he got hurt. He thought they lost that game because of him.
3rd down, Moore. 1st down. bounces it outside. Hat trick, DeMonte Moore, 3 rushing TDs.
That's his 3rd TD this game, which is surprising. I haven't really heard much more lately.
And he came into this game. He's their top running back.
Yeah.
He's their top playmaker on offense. And Coach Pop, let's feed the ball to our best playmaker on offense. And it's really showing here. And Wilsey Wood really doesn't have any answers defensively. And it's something you touched on earlier. It's that big offensive line for Vacaville really been the difference.
That wing T has always given Wilsey Wood difficulties, though. But it's going to be interesting to see what Wood comes up with out when they get the ball back.
And this is a big possession upcoming for Wilsey Wood because they get the rock first to start the second half. So we wait the extra point. Snap. Kick.
So
good. 28-7.
4 minutes to go. March the ball down. Get a touchdown.
Come back. That 4-minute drive. You don't want to leave Vacaville too much time. Maybe put more points on the scoreboard. And you can see a little bit of frustration for the Wilsey Wood guys coming out to the sideline. As you see Roderick Douglas there kind of putting his hands up like they got maybe the wrong call on defense there, and Vacaville is really kind of dominated. Here you get a replay there. And DeMonte Moore, look at the vision, and that was just too easy for number 6.
Yeah, the Wilsey Woods defense needs to step it up here. They've been running past the offensive line all year, rushing as much as they can. They need to hold that line of scrimmage and look side to side, which is something I'd like to do a lot when I played defense, when I was in the trenches.
Were you more offensive lineman or defense? Or
I was a defensive lineman. I was defensive lineman and fullback. And when I played in the trenches, I always like to look side to side and stay in one spot and see where the ball is going before I acted.
How excited you get in goal line situations where you got to go in at fullback and, hey, running back, just follow me, baby.
Actually, they gave the ball off to me.
Oh, look at that. So, kick, muffed, picked up at the 5. And Vacaville all over that, as I believe that was Devin Hamilton there.
It just seems like Wood is having whoops moments everywhere. Whoops, he has dropped the ball. Whoops, we missed the play.
And you can't afford to do things like that against a Vacaville squad. And this is a big game for Vacaville, though. If they win this game, they're most likely going to get a top 4 seed in the Sac Joaquin Section Division II playoffs. So what that means is they potentially could have 2 home games here at Tom Zunino Stadium, which is good for us because that gives us 2 more football games to bring to you. And Wilsey Wood, too. They've won 3 league games, or they've won 2 league games, I believe. Or 3-1, my mistake. So if you win 3 league games and you finish above 500, automatic playoff berth. So they've clinched for the 2nd consecutive year also. Shotgun. Howard gives it to Lewis. And he picks up a few yards there. It looked like that was Luke Andrachek, one of the captains for Vacaville's defense on the stop.
Giving the ball off to Douglas, got out to get some steam off probably. Now he's going back in. Probably going to throw the ball again to him or maybe just use him as a bait. Little bait for Vacaville. Say, hey, double covers this guy while we get Cunningham in the ball.
So 2nd and 8. Empty backfield for Marcus Howard. Throws this one quickly, and it's intercepted. And he is finally taken down inside the 5-yard line. Luke Andrachek with the interception. And there's a flag on the far side. So
I wonder who is for or on.
This one might be after the interception, maybe a holding call or a block in the back on Vacaville.
Definitely.
Can't tell who that is injured on the sideline. That's got to be Luke Andrachek because I saw the green socks.
And
the man that got the interception. So back-to-back big-time plays. Luke Andrachek comes up with the tackle, then comes up with the interception as Howard really tried to force that into tight coverage, and Luke Andrachek able to intercept it. You get a look right there at the Vacaville sideline, and they're worried for their guy, one of their team captains, Luke Andrachek, who's down on the sideline. And we saw potentially a very serious injury in the JV game.
Yeah.
The ambulance had to come onto the field, and we do know that it's precautionary reasoning, so hopefully the young man that was involved in that injury is doing all right.
It's never good when an ambulance has to come back twice to the same place. It looks like they're probably it's on Vacaville, it looks like, on the penalty, though.
It'd be nice if we could get someone to zoom in over there and see exactly what's going on the sideline with Luke Andrachek.
Pop's over there, so it's something big. Pop only goes over when that's huge.
And maybe if we got a replay, too, we could be able to show that and see exactly what happened there at the end of the play. And still waiting to see what the penalty was, I believe. So you see Luke Andrzejczyk down on the side right there. And you get a look here on the interception by number 10, Luke Andrzejczyk, as Howard tried to force the ball in on tight coverage. And just a nice play by Andrzejczyk. Read that one perfectly. And
twisted up his leg.
Yeah, you can see him holding his right knee. And that's always tough to see. But looks like his foot. It looks like his foot got caught, and when he twisted it. We are ready for more football. Hecking still has it, I believe, rolling out to the outside. Picks up a few.
Looks like they have a wall around him, protecting him from anything happening.
And the penalty was on Vacaville after the interception, so that moved him back to the 16. 2nd and 5 upcoming for the Bulldogs.
Let's see what Vacaville has coming up for him, though. What do you think? What do you think they have? Pass play?
I think he's going to 6 again. Monte Moore fumbles it, and it looks like Wood is able to jump on the loose ball. And that's a big-time turnover for Will C. Wood's defense. It looked like Vacaville was most likely going to put another score on the board, but Will C. Wood able to come up with the turnover, and good job there. Big 5'4". Aaron Smith-Evans able to jump on the loose rock.
Last time Wood scored on that fumble, so let's see if they can do it again. Let's see if history repeats itself this time.
So there's 3:11 left here, first half. Vacaville up 28-7.
This is kind of looking like last year's game, but rather than Vacaville losing in the first half, Wood is losing. So let's see if Vacaville or Wood can come back.
They set up the screen to Cunningham, and Jonathan Burke misses the tackle, but Reed Ramirez comes in to finish the job. And they keep the clock running as forward progress keeps the clock going. And that might be good for Will C. Wood just to get into half and maybe pick up a couple of first downs at least and get into half down by 3 scores.
They need to march that ball down as soon as they can.
So 4 wide receivers set. Howard shotgun. Lewis just to his left. Fake it to Lewis. Howard wants to go deep. Nobody open. And just takes off himself. He's got a little bit of room. He has the first down and does the slide. So nice job by Howard to pick up the first there.
That's Howard just being Howard like he likes to do. He likes to run that ball as much as he can when he can. Give me a little crease and I'll go, coach.
That was a very smart play. I mean, he went through 3 progressions there. Nobody was open. Last resort, I'm going to run it. And he showed that burst to go right up the gut for the pickup of about 15.
We're watching Howard grow up in front of our eyes right now. He checked down Douglas. He checked down Marcus. And then he checked down Lewis. And then he said, no one's open. Let's run.
Howard in the flat. Douglas. And he can't get away from Ramon Gonzalez. And Roderick Douglas, that's a hard guy to bring down one-on-one.
Oh, yeah. He seems like he's a guy that wants to keep going after the whistle.
So once again, you're checking out Solano College Sports Network. We are here at Tom Zunino Stadium. We're bringing you the 25th matchup in the black and blue between Vacaville and Will C. Wood. I got Joseph Angier with me. I'm Zach Poff once again. And we're at the 157 mark, 2nd and 8, Will C. Wood. Howard. He's got time. Rolling out. He's got Douglas wide open. He finds him. Shake and bake. Can't get away from the first tackler as Cassius Reynolds brings him down. And really, Roderick Douglas has been the one bright spot on offense. You had that one touchdown run by Jermaine Lewis, but outside of that, Jermaine Lewis hasn't even got that many touches so far, and they are down by 3 scores, so kind of zoning in on the passing game.
We're going to be seeing probably another pass here, and probably Markey going to use his feet again and run for another 20 yards.
So 3rd and 3, up the gut. First down and more. Jermaine Lewis still going after the ref got blown up on the play.
Looks like Lewis is looking like Damon Lewis there.
He did. He's just shifty and
doesn't want to go down.
I hope we got that ref getting blasted right there, though. That was.
Can we get a replay of that?
Now we got Joe Angier asking for replays. I like it.
That was a good play right there. He didn't want to go down towards the end.
Hey, that ref jumped right up, too, as we get a timeout for Vacaville. So that kind of helps Wilsey Wood out right here as you get a nice close-up shot of Howard along with Jermaine Lewis.
Can refs call personal timeouts when they're injured?
They can do whatever they want. And check out the replay right here, and you get a nice look at Jermaine Lewis showing off his skills. And kind of keep a close eye on right around the 45-yard line. That's where the ref went down. And it wasn't that bad, but an outstanding run right there, Jermaine Lewis. It is Friday, though. Time for a little SC not top 10. And that play might fall in that category. Ref getting a little dirty.
We got to start it somewhere.
But this is a couple of first downs for Wilsey Wood big here, so at least they don't have to give the ball back to Vacaville here in the first half. And if they can find a way to maybe come down and score a touchdown here, that'd be huge because they get the rock to start the second half.
But Coach Morris fooled everyone with that play, too. I was thinking pass the whole way, and Jermaine Lewis.
And he played for the guy.
I know I played for the guy. I should have known something like that was going to happen.
Cunningham, screen, and nowhere to go. Big-time play right there, Reed Ramirez, and we've been calling Ramirez's name a lot here tonight, both on offense and defense.
Gaiman Moore, his first game back, and he's making a big splash too. He's running sideline, blocking his guys. He was just there right now, helping his running back, his wide receiver out after that screen.
40 seconds left, and the clock running here. Shotgun, Howard wants to go deep. Nobody open, so he's just going to roll out to his left, and he's going to scamper out of bounds, picks up maybe 3 yards on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8 with 29 ticks left here, first half.
Trying to kill that clock before we get to the end of the game.
Look right there at Zachary Myers, and he's having a nice first half here, number 80 for Vacaville's defense. He's been able to put some pressure coming out of the edge.
And Reedy was keying on Marcus Howard the whole time. Follow him all the way, too, from the left side to the right side.
Nice shot right there at Michael Walker, the stud safety. Howard, middle of the field. He's got his man Douglas again. And Wilsey Wood still has 2 timeouts in their back pocket. See if they elect to use one here. And they do. 22 seconds left, so a nice pickup there. Is really, it's been the Douglas and Marcus Howard show for Wood's offense. Douglas having himself a pretty nice first half, but it'd be nice if they get some other guys really going here to help out the attack.
Let's see if Cunningham can get involved right now. He's probably itching for the ball right now because last time he got picked off in front of him. So he probably wants to say, hey, let me get down the field, no longer covered.
And Cunningham is the top receiver in the Monticello Empire League. He also set the school record for receiving yards in a season, nearly 900 yards. Also had 49 receptions, also a school record for a single season for Wilsey Wood.
Last time I saw a big play receiving catch was against, for when I played was my senior year when Quincy Crenshaw. He went for a 50-yard run as fast as he can to the end zone. And when we asked him, what were you thinking? He's like, don't let that guy tackle me. Don't let that guy tackle me.
You never want to get chased down, right?
Uh-huh.
So 1st and 10. They fake the screen. Howard trying to get away from the defenders, but a good job, Michael Walker there to bring him down. And Walker really a guy that Coach Pop really talks about a lot.
Yeah.
Walker is really one of the leaders on this Vacaville squad. He's one of 4 team captains for the Bulldogs, and, man, this kid's really a playmaker on both sides of the football.
That's all linebackers. You want to be your playmaker. You want him to be your leader. You want him to be the guy who anyone can go up to and say, hey, what's this play again? Because that's what I did. I always was
You're
online.
One of those guys? You're one of those guys.
I wasn't always that guy. I was the guy that waved my hand and said, I got it.
And you
I got it.
You had no clue.
No, I knew what I was doing.
So we got 15 seconds left. 2nd and 7. Wilsey Wood just burned their last timeout. So the only way they can stop the clock, you got to get out of bounds or you got to pick up the first.
But the thing is, Vacaville likes to do blitzes.
Now Vacaville burns their 3rd and final timeout. What were you saying, partner?
Vacaville likes to do blitzes where they'll have their tackle go out and their linebacker go in.
So do a lot of stunts and
A
stuff?
lot of stunt blitzes, but they like to use a lot to get you caught you off guard. But we haven't really seen them that much tonight. Happened a lot last year, and it happened a lot the year before that. But tonight, I haven't seen them have to go to that yet.
So once again, you're checking out the Solano College Sports Network. We're here at Tom Zanino Stadium. And, of course, like our Facebook page, Solano College Sports Network. Follow us on Twitter. And I know we got Instagram, too.
Yeah, we got
so
Instagram.
Go ahead and follow that. And also, too, we're going to show games on the Vacaville Cable Access channel,
Yep.
along with the Fairfield Cable Access channel.
Think TV.
Think TV, baby. 2nd and 7 after the TO from Vacaville. Howard, middle of the field. And, I mean, that was a good throw by Howard. He really threw his receiver open right there, but Jermaine Lewis just not able to turn around in time. And it was a tough catch for Lewis, too, especially being a running back. He got to turn to the other way. But that was really the only window Howard had to get it to him.
Now let's see if he goes to Douglas now. They got Reedy lined up on Douglas.
3rd and 11, Howard. And
Stopping
nice
the clock.
fingertip grab, Tavion Cunningham. And I believe the ref said he got it out of bounds, so the clock will stay stopped after they do move the first down marker.
And that's something Wood needs, actually, to keep the clock stopped, get the ball in the end zone. Let's see if they throw it to the end zone right here.
And I believe Wood thinks that the clock's going to run, and it does. Spike it. So they're going to have a chance for one more play if there's no defensive penalty. And you go for the touchdown here, or do you bring out the field goal unit?
Bring out the field goal unit.
I agree.
Just play safe. You have.
You got it. I mean, getting any type of points on the board right here will be a little bit of momentum at least going into halftime. But I'm not a coach. We're not coordinators. They're going for the TD, baby.
Yeah, but they do have a good kicker in Justin Howard, who's a senior this year. Also, Davis soccer player.
So ball at the 20. Howard's going to get dropped in the backfield. Big time play right there. 4-5 Marquise Pratcher. And that is how the first half ends. And to be honest, I think this game was a little more closer than the scoreboard indicates. 28-7 Vacaville. Before we go to halftime, partner, what was the biggest thing you took from the first half here?
That they had more running the ball more than they had Cunningham. I'm used to seeing the wing T guy or the fullback run the ball a lot. Not much the halfback in for Vacaville, which is really surprising to me because the fullback is usually Vacaville's number one guy to hand it off to, which was Kane Cunningham. But I can see that Cassis is working well with this defense on Vacaville's side.
And real quick, what does Coach Mraz need to preach to his guys here?
He's going to turn to Coach Fleming and say, what are we going to do now? Coach Fleming is going to make up a new defensive plan around Moore, and they're keeping Hecking under control, though. He's not throwing that ball much. And also, they have to get the running game going more.
All right, folks, we are here at halftime. Vacaville up 28-7. Well, the first 24 minutes dominated by the Bulldogs, at least what the scoreboard indicates. But we still got 24 minutes of football, baby.
Yep.
And we'll see Wood gets the rock first here. Once again, you're checking out the Solano College Sports Network. We are here at Tom Zanino Stadium with Joseph Angier. I am Zach Poff, and the second half is underway as Wood gets this one to about the 37-yard line. So decent field position to start for the Wilsey Wood offense here to start off the second half.
This Wilsey Wood offense is not a team to give up, though. This Wilsey Wood team has prevailed. They prevailed against Vintage by coming back 21 points in the second half, after the second half, to win. But back then they had Damon Lewis. Now they don't. But I don't think this team's going to give up. They never gave up as the Bengals when they were back in the Bengals and Pee Wee football. and they're not going to give up now.
Yeah, anytime you got Coach Mraz as your coach, you're going to fight all the way until the last second. Two-back set, shotgun. They give this one to 14, Lima.
That's the first time we've seen him get the ball tonight. So maybe Mraz went back in the locker room and thought of a new game plan.
So a pickup of about 5 for Will C. Wood, and with no Damon Lewis, important for Jermaine Lewis, and obviously with Matthew Lima to pick up the ground attack. And they got to find a way to get Marcus Howard. He's had time to throw, but it's been tough for Will C. Wood receivers to get open. Roderick Douglas has had a few nice catches, but outside of that, it's been kind of quiet. They set up the screen. Tavion Cunningham, and he gets pushed out about the 45, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
Cunningham's just been getting like screen passes all night. It's probably the reason why he's got such a big rushing yard record. But I think he needs to get downfield more and get the ball to him, because that's the only way Wood's going to get on the board, if they get Cunningham down the field more or Douglas down the field more for a touchdown.
And he knew Coach Pop knew a lot about Tavion Cunningham, a guy that likes to get the ball out in open space. And they've done a good job really limiting that free space for Tavion. They set up the screen. Douglas has it. Trying to get the first down, and he does. Just shy of midfield.
Now Wood's doing something different where they're going right side, left side, forcing the Vacaville defense to go side to side, wasting energy rather than going forward and backwards. Wood's probably trying to tire the Vacaville team now, even though not many teams have done that because their roster is so big. But why not try?
And important, too, making Vacaville's defense really cover the whole field, not just one side. 1st and 10 at midfield. Jermaine Lewis has it. And nowhere to go. Picks up about a yard.
Vacaville's defense looked a little slow there, actually. They didn't burst off the ball as fast as they did before the half was over. I don't know what happened. Maybe they're taking a little lax because they think they have the game in the bag, or if maybe they're tired, like I said.
And Vacaville's not the team that can take plays off, too.
No.
And 2nd and 9. Shotgun, 3 wide receiver set, 2 backs, 1 on each side of Howard. Play action. Looking to his right. Nice throw. First down. Tavion Cunningham going down the field a little bit there.
And Tavion Cunningham, like I said earlier, they need to get something started with him. There's a flag on the field. I don't think it is on Wood. It's probably going to go towards Vacaville because the ref's looking that way.
It might be a face mask. The flag was thrown right where Tavion Cunningham was tackled.
Or
Yes.
it could be a block in the back by a Wood player because there was a Wood wide receiver right behind Cunningham, maybe trying to help him get some extra yards, but I couldn't see because of the pole.
Yeah, that pole has been getting in our ways for years here, too, in games at Tom Zanino Stadium. So refs are ready to make the call.
Maybe he should write something, ask for them to move the ball.
And he called a partner, holding on Will C. Wood.
Bring him back a little bit.
So that'll bring up about a 2nd and 2.
Now Will C. Wood's got in a situation where they have to run the ball. They're probably going to fake it as a pass, but run it with Lewis again. He's such a powerful back that he can get to the second level if he needed to. We haven't seen him do it much today, but he can do it.
So 2nd and 2 for the Wildcats, and they're going with that 2-back shotgun set with 3 wide receivers. And they give it to Lima there, and it looks like he fights forward enough for the first down as Zachary Myers was able to take him down.
And I think for
first down.
I think Lima is making his mark now. He's just a sophomore, but he's showing his speed, make up for the Damon Lewis injury. Since he's such a fast guy that maybe they're trying to hold back Jermaine so he can, because he's playing both ways on defense and offense. Give him a little break so he doesn't get so tired.
So 1st and 10 at the Bulldog 40. Got Lima and Jermaine Lewis both in the backfield. Lewis to Howard's left and Lima to his right. Howard looking to throw, rolls out to his right, and throws this one, and that one looks like it's going to go down as a catch, and big time catch right there, Tavion Cunningham, and they're going to rule it incomplete. I thought he had at least 1 foot down there in bounds, but refs have a little better angle than we do up here.
Well, let's see if our replay booth says so or not. See, they might be mad at us, but I think he got 2 feet down there. That was a good job by him to catch it and get his 2 feet down. For a high school player to be at that level to do that, it's a pretty good job by Cunningham.
And it was a good job by Howard, too, able to roll out to his right and made a nice throw. And ref ruled Cunningham out of bounds, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 at the Bulldog 40.
Let's see Cunningham if he wants to run the ball again. I'm sorry, not Cunningham, Howard.
Howard looking to his left, throws this one. And that one's caught. Damon Gidron, first time we've called his name here tonight.
This one of the seniors on Wilson Wood Wildcats team. He's a guy that I is really liked. He always pumps up his team in the center of the field, gets his team started, and right there he's probably now, after that play, he probably went to his players and said, you can do this. We got to score. Let's take this game not for granted.
So pickup of 10, another first down for the Wildcats offense. So ball now at the Vacaville 30-yard line. See Tavion Cunningham here on the near side, the closest receiver on the screen. Howard fakes it, takes off, bounces it to the left, still on his feet, and he is close to the first down as Michael Walker able to push him out of bounds. Looks like he's about a yard shy of the first down marker.
Looks like he almost hit his head on the concrete there. Looked like he was a little shaken up on the way up, but it seems like he's fine now.
And that's the guy they could ill afford to lose here tonight, already down by 3 touchdowns. And looking at the best quarterback in the Monticello Empire League, at least based off the stats, over 2,000 yards passing this year for the junior.
And he is showing tonight that he has the capability of doing it. Even if it's not showing on the scoreboard, he does have that capability of getting the ball sideline to sideline.
So second, and need about a half yard. Low snap, Howard takes it himself, and looks like he is going to be a little bit shy of the first down, so that'll bring up 3rd and very short.
That's the problem with Howard. He's such a small guy that it only takes a one-arm tackle to get him down sometimes. But sometimes he is a very powerful back where he can maneuver his way to the end zone.
And it was a heads-up play there by Howard. I believe that was supposed to be a run for either Fo Lima or Jermaine Lewis, but a low snap, and Howard picked it up and able to at least get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and a yard. Fo Lima to his right. Jermaine Lewis gets it, and he has enough for the first down as Reed Ramirez takes him down after a pickup of 2, and another first down for the Wildcats.
Reed Ramirez has had himself a game tonight. We've been calling his name a lot. He's been side to side. He's been sideline to sideline all game on defense, and also on offense. He's been making the receiving catches for Hecking when needed. And he has an interception too tonight.
So Wilsey Wood in the red zone now at the 19-yard line of Vacaville. They set up the screen. Cunningham has it, and nowhere to go as Ramirez there once again to push him out.
I'd like to see more pump fakes from Marcus Howard. He's been kind of – it's something to add. I know he's just a junior and he's just a high school player, but that would be something really nice for him to add as a pump fake because that would really throw off the Vacaville defense next year or this year if he can get it going right now.
So 2nd and 7. We're at the 7:43 mark here, 3rd quarter. Vacaville up 28-7. Winner of this game will at least finish in 2nd place in the Mellon. Could have a chance to share the title with Napa. Howard rolls out, and he is taken down. Big time play right there. DeAndre Lewis with the sack.
Marcus coming up a little shaky there.
He's taking some shots here in this game, and the kid's tough.
He wants to play. He's not giving up until the end.
So a big-time play there by the Bulldogs defense now force a 3rd and 18.
As one of the signs for Wood is, pain's only for a day, success is for a lifetime.
So they got to at least pick up half here as 2-down territory, and they need to get to about the 9-yard line to pick up the first down. Empty backfield, 5 wide receiver set for Marcus Howard. Plenty of time to throw. Nobody's open, so he rolls out, extends the play, and he's going to take off running. He gets shoved out of bounds. I believe that was Wyatt Faulkner there to chase him down.
That's a great job by the offensive line to keep Markey a good little pocket to move around in. Last time Vacaville with the empty backfield
Look at
sack
Carlos
him down.
Meraz right there, and he's not happy about the decision from his quarterback there. Or he could be on at the ref, one of the two.
Yeah, probably late block. Not late block, late tackle.
So now it's 4th and 16. Need to get inside the 10 for the first, right at the 9.
Looks like Lewis is maybe acting as a slight tight end there. Maybe he'll come in for a block.
Tavion Cunningham all by himself on the near side. Howard looking his way. Throws this one up. And that one is incomplete. So that'll be a turnover on downs as he was trying to find his guy, Devin Hamilton there.
Looks like Vacaville gets the ball on the 30. Now Woods defense has to come out and stop him. Try to force them a turnover to get the ball back and get the momentum going for their team. Woods just needs to score the ball one time, just get that fire started back up. They haven't been really exciting on offense, and they haven't been showing their thrive on defense either. So as soon as they can start a fire going, it will just keep burning.
And really the big play of that drive was the sack on 2nd down and forced the 3rd and long situation. DeAndre Lewis able to get in the backfield and bring down Marcus Howard. You get a look at the locks there on the quarterback, Chad Heck. They give this one inside, and still on his feet. A gang of Wood tacklers finally able to stop his forward progress right around the 31-yard line. So a pickup of 4 on the play.
That's a good job by Woods defense by getting it. They're trying to force the ball. You can see him punching and scratching at that ball, not doing anything illegal, but they're trying their best to get that ball out of that running back's hand. And they're Cunningham and Moore is doing their best job to cover that ball for them.
So you got Cunningham and Moore in the backfield. Cunningham gets it, and he breaks a tackle. Past midfield, Kane Cunningham is going to take this one all the way to the house. 69-yard touchdown run for Mr. Cunningham.
That's something you don't want for Will C. Woods teams, to let them have another touchdown. You're already behind by 21, now 20, now 28. They need to come back and score a touchdown, get their momentum going. This is what Vacaville wants, to run the ball, keep the clock moving, get their game over with so they can come out with a win. And that's not what – and Wood wants the opposite. They want the ball in their hands, keep the clock going as long as they can, keep Vacaville's defense on the field, and make it so they can come out here with a W.
So Kane Cunningham now with 2 rushing touchdowns. DeMonte Moore with 3. So all 5 TDs for the Bulldogs have been on the ground. 34-7 awaiting the extra point. And the kick is up. 35-7 Vacaville. 5:51 left here. And Kane Cunningham, once he got into that second level, had one guy to beat. As you get a replay right here. And just look at the blocking right there. DeMonte Moore, the running back, able to spring him. One broken tackle. Put it on the board for Kane Cunningham as he takes it all the way to the house.
That was just speed by Cunningham right there, just showing as soon as he got through that hole, just accelerating all the way through. Just like the paper says, they don't have a guy that is outstanding, but they have guys that can get the job done. That's what Kane Cunningham and Moore have been doing all night, is getting the job done for Vacaville.
And that's what Vacaville does so well, is they start these guys young back in the Pop Warner days, and they start learning this offense. So when they get here and start playing on the varsity level, they already know the system. And it's really showing here with all of the good running backs that Vacaville has produced here over the last decade.
The thing is, they don't even start at the Pop Warner. If you don't play football at Pop Warner, you go to flag football at Jepson, and they're running the same offense at Jepson. I didn't notice that until I watched my brother, who's in 7th grade, play flag football against Jepson's team, and they're running the wing tee and the same defense as Vaca High.
So line drive kick. And this one fielded just outside of the end zone as Roderick Douglas gets tripped up. Nice tackle there. Nate Villabose there to trip him up. So we'll see Wood. Horrible field position to start here at their own 11.
No more squid kicks here now for Vacaville, keeping the ball deep, trying to keep Vacaville march down all the way down to field to get a touchdown rather than giving them 60 yards only to get to the end zone.
And looking at the Sac Joaquin sections real quick, of course, Napa and Vacaville at 8 and 9. Folsom Bulldogs currently the top spot, and they're the 6th ranked team on our Excellent 25 rankings at Max Preps. And Grant, number 2 right now, and Grant always a powerhouse out in Sacramento, California. They got one of the best running backs in Deshaun Collins. So they give this one to Jermaine Lewis, and he picks up about 3 yards. Nice job there, big 7'5". Trevor Stewart, one of the captains on this Vacaville squad, able to bring him down.
And this is where Wood is probably going to just run the ball, trying to get the ball down the field, maybe throw some screen passes again. They need to get the ball to Douglas again downfield. He's been a big factor in the first half, but we haven't seen him much in the second half. He needs to get downfield, and he gets into the end zone on ASAP for Wood.
So 2nd and 7. Cunningham, a little bit of room to run, has the first down and more, and finally tripped up at the 32-yard line. So a nice pickup for Tavion Cunningham, pickup of 18 yards there.
Well, I said we needed Douglas, but Cunningham came out instead, showing his speed there.
And looking back at the Sac Joaquin rankings, number 2 versus number 3 tomorrow night. Grant versus Jesuit Carmichael. Grant 9-0, Jesuit 8-1, and they both have 2 of the best running backs in the country. Jesuits got their 3-star running back, Bo Basharat. They give this one up the gut, nowhere to go for the Wilsey Wood running back.
Number 6.
Julian Sendejas.
Maybe Wood will go to their Buffalo play where they have a fullback and 2 running backs.
You're trying to do the same thing I was. Check out that Napa score. They got nobody doing the quick score tonight, so there was no live score on there. And, of course, both these teams now back up 28 points, probably a little more interested in that game. And they're hoping for a Napa loss.
I'm interested to see what the score was.
Cunningham, nowhere to go.
Because I believe that Vintage has a chance against Napa. Even though the record doesn't show it, they always can come back, and they always have a chance.
There's Reed Ramirez again on the tackle, and this kid's really having himself a game, and he's done a really good job not allowing Tavion Cunningham to really break anything loose here tonight. He's had that 1 catch for 18 yards, but outside of that, everything's kind of been under 5 yards for Tavion Cunningham tonight.
That's a really good job by Reed for keeping this defensive line and his backfield under control.
So 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Need to get to the 43 to move the chains. Howard rolling out to his right. Breaks 1 tackle. He's going to try and pick it up with his feet. Puts a shoulder down, and I think he was able to get close, but not the best spot in the world. So he's going to be about a yard shy.
This is a little different for Vacaville's defense as I was looking at it. They have 5 guys in the backfield. They usually have like 5 guys on the line.
The Wood crowd not happy with that spot. I mean, we're right here at the first down marker. It looked like he easily got that first down there, but now 4th and 1 for the Wildcats. And
Wood and refs and the Vacaville Black and Blue Bowl have never been friends. You will always hear the Vacaville Wood side screaming at the refs.
How is the rivalry as a player? Are you guys friends off the field, and then when you guys play each other, you turn into enemies? You guys kind of like frenemies, I guess?
Depends on who you're talking to. Because there's some guys on the field that
Did you hang out with any Well, it's different for you. You played for both. So you developed relationships with guys on both sides.
I did not talk to a single friend of mine at Vacaville during football season. We didn't talk about what was happening. We didn't talk about what position we played. I watched them on film. They watched me on film, and then when the season was over, we talked a little bit about football. But even now we try to shy away from the discussion of Wood and Vacaville.
Are very close.
Yeah, because after you get out of high school, it's over. The rivalry is done. You don't really care much. But when you're in high school, it's everything. That's all you're thinking about is who you're playing. Wood. You're playing Vacaville.
4th and 1. Looks like they're trying to do a little quick snap here, and Howard trying to draw him off sides. And they give it to Jermaine Lewis. Breaks a tackle. He's got Green in front. Nobody is going to catch Jermaine Lewis. 58-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1.
There was that Buffalo play I was telling you. 3 guys in the backfield. I used to play as the linebacker or the fullback on that situation. Get the big block up the middle. Get your running back up to the end zone as fast as you can. Usually they only pick up 5 yards off that, but Jermaine Lewis made himself had a big hole there. Let's see if we get a replay on, because that was a good job by Jermaine pushing his way through.
And also, too, you'll see on the replay once we get it up coming here is Vacaville had everybody in the box right there. Once Lewis got to the second level, it was pay dirt for Mr. Lewis.
He didn't have to touch anyone as soon as he got out of that box.
Extra point, up, and good. 35-14, and breaks one tackle. And it was all green in front for Jermaine Lewis. 58-yard touchdown run. So 2 TDs for Jermaine today, 32-yarder, and now a 58-yarder. And you go a little, maybe try an onside kick right here.
Your
defense has had struggles trying to stop Vacaville's offense. Maybe try and get an onside kick. Get a little mo on your side.
Like I said, now that they got a touchdown, the fire has rolled. Coach Lee is going to run an onside kick here. He's thinking of it. As soon as he saw Jermaine Lewis, he's already designing an onside kick play. He is a guy who is aggressive on special teams. He had one of our players on a punt team run around in the end zone for at least probably 3 seconds just to kill the clocks and then kick the ball. He is a very aggressive special teams coach.
And we saw Wood with the opening kickoff with the onside attempt.
We're going to see another.
Stevens, I believe, was able to jump on that. So we'll see if they go with the onside kick once again right here, and they kick it deep. DeMonte Moore has it. And trying to get it to the near side, and he is taken down right around the 31-yard line, and a little bump after the play from Aaron Smith-Evans, the Will C. Wood special teamer.
It is heated when you get between the lines, though, because you want that win. Wood's always been the underdog every year.
I mean, they've only lost 16 in a row to Vacaville, so.
close to 2008 is the closest they've been.
Yeah, 10 of the last 11 games, Vacaville has won by at least 18 points. That 2008 game was the 28-27 game, and for a second there, that kick looked like it had a good chance to go through. I mean, that was just a foot short off the crossbar. Monte Moore has it. Stiff arm. Doesn't work. Big-time tackle there. Big 4-0, Jordan Boyd.
Now you see the trains moving for Wood. Things are going their way. They got that touchdown. Now they're getting tackles in the backfield, stopping Moore from getting sidelined to gain upfield. Now let's see if they can sack Hecking or get a turnover here.
Yeah, turnover would be huge for Will C. Wood's defense. And nice stop right there on first down, loss of 3. So 2nd and 13 upcoming for Vacaville and Chad Hecking. Hecking fakes it, gives it to Cassius Reynolds. Room to run on the outside, and he gets leveled. And he's going to be about 6 yards shy of the first down marker, right around the 35.
If you notice that they always had someone touching Hecking. Even if he doesn't have the ball, there's someone putting an arm on him just in case, just to make sure he doesn't have the ball, which is legal because he's a handoff play, but you always want to have that extra.
Hecking rolling out, throws it out in the flat. This one is dropped by Kane Cunningham, so most likely a punting situation for the Bulldogs right here. So a big-time 3-and-out forced by Will C. Wood defensively, and they're going to get the ball back pretty quick here.
Let's see if Vacaville wants to punt the ball. They might do something tricky because Hecking is their quarterback as well, as we figured.
I'm going to bet the house and say they're going to punt this one deep. But, like you said, it's nice having your punter also be your quarterback, so you can always run that trickeration without it not being obvious.
Yeah, because you don't know. He could have something up his sleeve
and it's
anytime.
Always dangerous punting off to number 1, too, Roderick Douglas. We've seen his big
They changed
playability.
Up. They changed their then the guy in the back is
so Hecking
Damon.
Kicks this one up. This one fielded in. Like you said, partner, Damon Gidron, the punt returner there, and falls down right at 20.
Looks like he cramped up there, probably. It just looked like, I don't see any other idea what could have happened there. It looked like he just got a cramp, or maybe he couldn't think of a fair catch at the time and just wanted it to be down.
So it's only a 3-score game. A lot of time left. Minute 20 left here in the third quarter and the whole fourth quarter left.
Let's see.
Big drive right here, though, for Will C. Wood. If they want to have any chance of getting back in this one, they need to find a way to score and kind of try and do it fairly quickly.
back in shotgun situation, which is surprising.
They give this one up the gut and nowhere to go.
After that big Buffalo play with the 3-man backfield, it's surprising that they're going back to a shotgun situation where it was so effective. Usually Coach Morales likes to go back to it after how effective it is.
And that was Sendejas on the carry.
I remember one game, that's all we ran for a whole quarter, just Buffalo on offense because it worked every play.
And Wood's really gone to this shotgun 2 running back set here in the second half. Howard. Time to throw. He's got a lot of room to run. Takes off. Cuts in. He's got the first down. Still going. Past the 40 and finally scampers out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So a nice run of 22 yards there by the junior quarterback.
That was Howard just being Howard there. Even Reedy couldn't catch him there. Reedy came all the way from the other side, chasing him down, tried to make a tackle, slipped and missed him, and Markey just went out of bounds to give himself up to stop the clock.
Is he going to get mad you keep calling him Markey, or is that
he's
got to deal with it?
Damon Lewis called him Markey, so I think I can. I think we're close enough. I talked to him a little bit.
First 10, ball at their own 41. See if they can maybe get Tavion Cunningham a play right here. And this one is thrown behind his intended target, Tavion Cunningham. And if he would have let him there, he had a lot of room to run.
Yeah. He looked like he had an open field if he got the ball. But let's see if they go to a running game now.
And it's kind of hard if you want to play the running game attack because then you start eating up a little bit of clock too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it also forces Vacaville's defense to kind of stay on their toes. Not 100% sure it's going to be a pass. So 2nd and 10, 29 seconds left here, third quarter. Once again, you're checking out the Solano College Sports Network. We are here at Tom Zanino Stadium. Low snap, Howard gets it, throws it, middle of the field. Tavion Cunningham, first down in Vacaville territory at the 48-yard line actually.
Markey Howard is being very dangerous by throwing it near Reedy Ramirez, who has picked him off already once.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned this. We'll see Wood's offense doing a good job allowing Marcus Howard time to throw.
Yeah, the offensive line has plenty of time to throw. Maybe it's with that new guy, that senior coming back, and number 55.
So I believe that is most likely going to be the last play here in the third quarter. So we're at 2 seconds, and that will be the final play in the third quarter. So Vacaville nursing a 3-touchdown lead with 12 minutes to go. But anything can happen in high school football, especially in a rivalry game.
This game can go either way, like you said. Wood has that fire. They have the momentum on their side now. Vacaville probably just kept the same game plan going as they did in the first half because Wood wasn't moving a lot with it. So now Wood changed up their game plan, and now Vacaville can't react in time enough for it. But now I see Cassius, the defensive coordinator, thinking of a new game plan for their defense and try to stop that offensive passing game for Wood.
So let's get you geared up for the Sac Joaquin Section Playoffs, which start next weekend. And Napa, they're going to be in Division I. Vacaville, on the other hand, they're going to be in Division II based on enrollment. So that helps Vacaville out a lot. That means they don't have to deal with the likes of Grant, most likely, will most likely fall in the D1 playoffs, or Folsom. And Folsom's got the best quarterback in the state, Jake Browning, a Washington commit, and he's shattered at least 14 or 15 California state records. I mean, this kid loves to throw the rock. So Vacaville is going to most likely get a high seed in Division II if they can hold on to this one. And I'm not sure on the Wilsey Wood enrollment rate if they'll be D2 or D3. But if it's D3, it'll be nice for Wilsey Wood. So 1st and 10, first play of the fourth. Howard can't elude pressure. Trevor Stewart able to eat him up in the backfield for a big loss.
If it's D2, and if Wood and Vacaville get in D2, it'll be really fun to be back here with another rivalry game.
I believe Wood will be Division III, though.
Yeah.
And it'd probably take a while if they ended up facing off in the postseason. And it really helps Vacaville, though, being in Division II and not Division I, because probably the best team in Division II when the playoffs do start will be Downey. And they're good, but they're not Folsom or Grant.
Well, Vacaville has always had the passing game struggle, but this game doesn't seem like they have it that much.
2nd and 20. They set up this screen. Gidron able to pick up 9 yards, so 3rd and 11 upcoming for the Wildcats.
Gidron, I think this is his first game back, too. He's been also injured with a groin injury, and it looks like
I don't remember him when we did the Rodriguez game.
No.
So
he was on the sidelines, and then when I went a week ago, he was on the sidelines when they were about to play Armio. So this week, I think this is his first game back, trying to show his stuff for his last game.
Howard in the flat. Jermaine Lewis. Reed Ramirez takes him down. No gain on the play, and Reed Ramirez has done a good job really containing the outside, not allowing the Wildcats, their skill position guys, to get to the edge.
Markey really does need to add that pump fake, though. He is just one-shot guy throwing. He checks down all his receivers, but if he adds that pump fake, I think he can get Reed Ramirez off guard, get him to go after maybe Lewis, and then he can throw it to Boyd to get that touchdown that he needs right now.
So right around the 10-minute mark here, 35-14 lead for Vacaville. 4th down for Wilsey Wood. They need to get to about the 38-yard line to move the chains. Empty backfield, 5 wide receiver set. Howard throws this one, sideline, and that one is incomplete, intended for Tavion Cunningham, so the Bulldogs will take over at midfield.
Now Vacaville wants to run the ball more. They're going to probably get the ball to Moore and Cunningham to get the clock killed so they can end this game and come out with the victory. But Wood's going to be coming in, scratching and clawing at that football, trying to get the turnover, get the ball, and launch it back down the field again.
And getting back to Coach Pop, I mean, it's remarkable what this guy's done for the Vacaville program. Vacaville is 93-25 under Coach Pop and have dominated the Monticello Empire League, 45-4 league record, as Hecking gives this one to Kane Cunningham, and he gets thrown out of bounds after a pickup of 5 yards on the play, as Matthew Folima there to wrestle him out of bounds. And also looking at Carlos Moraz, though. He's done a very good job with this Wilsey Wood program. They didn't get to the playoffs too much before Moraz took over as head coach, but now they've been in the postseason 3 of the last 5 years, so he's done a really good job turning this program around and doing it fairly quickly.
I know. I know things don't happen fast, but Moraz is actually stepping up and increasing the speed of what he wanted from this team. He saw the highlights of the players and what he got, and Carlos Moraz even said himself that if you can give him a group of guys that he can coach that want to learn, he'll excel with that team, even if they are scraps of nothing.
So Kane Cunningham picks up one on the play. Nice job by David Tkach there to bring him down.
And it's good that Moraz has the coaching staff around him with Crozen, Lee, and also with Fleming coming back from Alaska to help out.
And, too, I mean, Wilsey Wood's playing in this game without their best player, Damon Lewis, who fractured his ankle a few weeks ago.
Which is Vacaville's probably.
DeMonte Moore, a seam, Jets, book it, touchdown.
That was good blocking by the Vacaville front line, and that probably sealed the game right there for Vacaville. Now Wilsey Wood has to answer back, but it's not probably going to do enough for them.
How about the day that DeMonte Moore's having? He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, and we don't have a statistician with us, but I'm going to say he's right around that 200-yard mark.
Yeah, he's probably got like 200
yards. He's got a 47-yard touchdown, 26-yard touchdown, 45-yard touchdown right there, and also had a 12-yard touchdown earlier. And we'll get a replay after this extra point as Vacaville up 41-14, trying to make it 42. Snap, kick, good, 42-14. And DeMonte Moore, just look at that breakaway speed. Wilsey Wood's defense had no chance. He takes it all the way in for 6. And you get another look right there. And look at those Jets, baby. And he's doing a little showboating right there. Don't go Sammy Watkins just yet. We saw what happened to him a couple weeks ago.
We fumbled on the one.
And that cost me a fantasy win, Sammy. I was not happy about that. That kid is balling, though. Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, he is.
Who would you take, him or Kelvin Benjamin?
Sammy.
I don't know, man. Kelvin, that dude he's a monster. He's a tight end with 4 or 5 speed.
Yeah, but Sammy's
not really a tight end. He's a wide receiver, obviously, but he's got that tight end frame.
But Sammy's working with 2 quarterbacks already.
Yeah, you got Kyle Orton throwing the ball. I mean,
Tim T was already saying, "Hey, I took his job, Buffalo. Do you want me back?"
But how about the performance for Vacaville? And they're getting to their bread and butter. Run the ball and play good defense.
It seems like Wolsey Wood was ready for the passing game, even though, because that's what Vacaville has been showing, how Hecking can throw the ball, Hecking can get the ball down the field with his arm. And Hecking hasn't thrown the ball that much this game.
So Wolsey Wood able to bring this kickoff back to about the 38-yard line. Is Foalima there on the kickoff return? So what kind of damage do you think Vacaville can do in the playoffs? Do you think they might have a chance to win another Sac Joaquin section title?
With this team, it probably get close, but not all the way. They are a little shaky in some spots where they gave it up to Napa, obviously, with the passing game. But they can do some damage. They probably can get towards the end, not win it, but maybe to the championship game.
And Vacaville's a team, they don't go one and done. They've won at least one Sac Joaquin section playoff game in 7 of the last 8 years. Is the first down run here, picks up a couple of yards. And looking at Vacaville's success in the Sac Joaquin section playoffs, they beat Folsom in 2011 to bring home the Division II Sac Joaquin section championship. And back in 2006, they beat Merced 37-36 for the D1 championship in the Sac Joaquin section. And that was back in the day with my guy, Terrence Daly. And he had over 200 yards in that victory against Merced to bring home the D1 championship. So 2 Sac Joaquin section titles. Douglas, they try and set up the screen. Nowhere to go. He is eaten up in the backfield. 75, another big-time play there, Trevor Stewart. And also, too, when they beat Folsom in 2011, that was right between Dan O'Graves and Jake Browning. That was when Tanner Trozine was the quarterback. And it's funny, my dad and Stosh Samoyda, another SCSN guy, they broadcasted the American River game. They're the #3 team in all community college, and Tanner Trozine a big reason why. So third and very long for Wood, 3rd and 12. Pressure, Howard trying to get it with his feet. And he's going to be taken out of bounds right around the 43-yard line. So that'll bring up about a 4th and 5.
Was maybe lose this game, but they're going to leave understanding what varsity football is all about. This is just a JV team with a handful of varsity seniors on the team. Maybe they not have everything as usual this year. All the weapons, they have all the weapons, they just don't have the technique completely down. So next year we'll probably see a lot from this team.
So empty backfield, 4th and 4. 5 wide receiver set for Mr. Howard. Throws this one in the flat. Jermaine Lewis is going to pick up the first and more down the sideline, and Walker able to force him out of bounds. So first down for Wolsey Wood in Vacaville territory. And getting back to that 2011 championship, a guy we forgot to mention out of the backfield was Curtis Goins. He was also a very good running back for Coach Pop. And in that game, him, Melvin Mason, and Terrence Trueblood combined for 60 carries and 350 yards, and they also housed it 5 times.
That was the year I graduated. I was supposed to be on that team, but I transferred to Wood. But what can you do?
What can you do?
I knew a lot of players on that team, other than the ones you mentioned.
As Lewis gets the carry, and he is met quickly by Cassius Reynolds.
But a player that he didn't mention is Johnny Shoup, who was a big factor in that team too. Where he was he's in I have it on my paper. Give me a second.
And then also too another guy playing at Nevada now, Chad Hecking's older brother. We saw him here tonight, Brock Hecking.
Brock Hecking? He wasn't part of that team, but
just another Vacaville guy that's had D1 success. And
Johnny Shoup is playing at Colorado. Again, he played against Brock Hecking 2 weeks ago.
As they got this one to Damon Gidron, and he's a couple yards shy, make that about 3 yards shy of the first down.
And 2 other players that played on that team was TJ Fisher and Jerome Walker, who are both playing wide receiver at Pacific Lutheran.
And if you look at this area, the Solano County area, it's produced some NFL talent. You got Stevie Johnson, of course, from Rodriguez, and also Jason Verrett from Rodriguez.
Don't forget Kyle Devan.
Kyle Devan, of course, as this play is eaten up in the backfield. Michael Walker takes down Jermaine Lewis. And Michael Walker, a guy Coach Pop always hypes up, and deservedly so. This kid's an absolute beast on both sides of the rock. Jarrett Bush, another Wilsey Wood guy.
Oh, yeah.
Playing in the NFL for the Green Bay Packers.
I'm
leaving out a couple other names, too. I got my guy, Chelsea's guy, Dayon Buchanan. That kid's a stud. He's starting safety for the Arizona Cardinals as a rookie this year, and he was an absolute stud for the Cougars in the Pac-12 at Washington State.
Solano County is getting some reps.
Tremaine Bondurant, a kid at Arizona right now, and he's fun to watch. Former great quarterback at Fairfield. Also a linebacker. Howard steps up in the pocket to lose pressure momentarily. And he's going to be shy of the first down marker, though, and that'll be a turnover on downs. And Vacaville will get the ball left with 4:42, up by 28.
It seems like they're just going to run the ball, run the clock, get the game over with.
Another guy that's doing really well is Quincy Forte up at Eastern Washington. And sometimes those games are hard to watch, though. You got the red jerseys with the red field. They're trying to get their Boise State on, the blue and blue. This time it's the red and red for Quincy Forte and Eastern Washington. And they're one of the best teams in D2.
Yeah, he has 2,070 yards rushing this year, too, with 14 touchdown running passes and 7 receiving passes.
Him and Melvin Mason, those two guys, they were fun to watch.
Melvin didn't play with Quincy, though.
Yeah,
if you didn't know. He got hurt. He was hurt with a knee surgery that year.
He took over after,
Yeah, and then
both
he came
those guys
back.
were shifty, fun to watch, and it was really fun. Time for a selfie, baby. So, Vacaville looking like they're going to be a top 4 seed in the D2 playoffs with this impressive victory here at Tom Zanino Stadium. And it's very impressive with this Vacaville team tonight, and they really got back to the bread and butter, run the ball.
And here goes Chad Hecking with the ball.
He's like, hey, Coach, I got some wheels. Down the sideline and taken out of bounds. You rock a mullet like that, you got to be a tough runner. So.
Yeah. He wants to show off he can play in this game now, too. We haven't seen much of Chad Hecking. I was expecting more, but we got more instead.
So it looks like, well, it doesn't look like it is.
Yeah.
Vacaville's going to be 8-2 after this one and 4-1 in the Mel. And if Napa wins tonight, though, that'll end their streak of 5 consecutive Mel titles won. And, of course, the last time other team other than Vacaville won it was Napa in 2008. And that was a team with John Boyette on it. And that kid was an absolute stud. He was a quarterback and also the safety. And he went on to have a really good career with the Oregon Ducks. But NFL career has been a little bit of trouble for John Boyette here. So hopefully he gets his head on straight and can really get things on the right track. So we're under 4 minutes now. What about Wilsey Wood? What do you see them doing in the playoffs, especially if they're in Division III? So the competition's going to be a little more even. And do you think they can make a run? Win a couple games?
They'll probably get their first playoff win, actually. I don't think they had a playoff win in a long time. So they're going to get a playoff win and get something underneath their belt to brag about. There's something they really need.
Wyatt Faulkner there on the carry. Yeah, I know 2 years ago, or the first time they're in the playoffs with Mirage, they got some bad luck. They had to play Grant.
Yeah, I was on too.
And you know who was on that Grant team?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but
he's probably the best running back in the Pac-12 right now, Devontae Booker.
Yep, I remember him.
So
he had a brother that was in the NFL though too. I remember he was the guy that ran all over our team.
Grant's always got tough running backs.
He was a freshman, and he was playing on varsity. He was just best guy. He was like ranked number 5 in the league in high school football.
And Devontae Booker, of course, originally was going to go to Washington State out of high school. Grades a little bit of an issue, so he went and played at American River for a year, and he was beasting last year. But now he's beasting in the Pac-12. Devontae Booker, a guy that's probably going to be playing on Sundays here in the near future. And then Grant also, too, before the Devontae Booker days, Shaq Thompson. And Shaq Thompson doing work for UW. Another guy that's probably going to be getting paid to play on Sundays. And on my fantasy show this week, I'm rolling with the Grant running back. You kind of go with the Grant boys. And Deshaun Collins, if you haven't seen this kid, check out his highlight package on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/MaxPreps. As this play gets bounced outside, I believe that's Cassius Reynolds on the carry, and he's finally taken down.
Looks like Vacaville has their second team in now, just trying to wind down the clock.
2:09 mark. That'll make Stockton people happy. 2:09. My boy Nate Diaz. 2 of my favorite fighters to watch in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. You start getting UFC talk in here when it's a 42-14 game with 2 minutes left. So
I haven't been watching that much UFC.
I'm a big UFC guy.
Big UFC?
I mean, boxing's kind of not what it used to be, and MMA has really taken advantage of that, and
Yeah.
UFC is really blowing up right now.
More than just blowing up. It's everywhere. You can't go 2 feet without hearing someone asking if the UFC fight's on.
So the gritty linebacker in at running back now, Wyatt Faulkner, and picks up a couple there. I really think this Vacaville team's got a chance to do a lot of work in the Sac Joaquin section playoffs. This is a team that's been there before. As we mentioned earlier, Coach Pop has won at least a Sac Joaquin section playoff game in 7 of 8 years in the postseason.
Just looks like I think they can also do work because they're in the Division II. But
Don't got to deal with Folsom now.
don't have to do with Folsom. But losing to Napa seems like a blessing to them in disguise for Vacaville. See if they can take advantage of it.
And it also, reality check.
Yeah. Reality, we're not the team that we used to be, even though it's showing tonight they can run the ball. But Pop's probably going to go after this year, look to the drawing board, see what went wrong.
And Vacaville, I mean, they've had some very impressive wins this year. They beat Enterprise here 44-22. And, of course, Enterprise has Izzy Matthews, one of the best running backs in all of California. Then the next week they had to go travel at Granite Bay, and Granite Bay, one of the top 10 teams in the Sac Joaquin section. And they got Cameron Smith on their side, a 2015 USC commit. And they won 13-7 on the road, so that was a big-time win. And the only blemish really for Vacaville was that loss to Napa because, again, they lost to Oak Ridge. 24-23, questionable call at the end. 2-point conversion was ruled no good when maybe he got in. But, partner, that is the final play. Victory formation. The quarterback takes a kneel. 42-14, Vacaville. What are your impressions walking away from this one?
Vacaville, these are juniors. They have to accept their loss, learn from it. Coach Moraz in the beginning of the year says, I want these guys to learn to lose because it's going to make them grow as a character. Because when they're Pee Wee football players, they won every game. Now they're realizing that they're in varsity, the speed's more intense. These guys can play harder, and they're going to going home, looking at the drawing board, looking back at themselves in the mirror saying, hey, we lost that game. We're going to come back next year and prove you guys that we're a better team.
And unanimous. DeMonte Moore, player of the game.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns. Kid was an absolute beast. So 42-14 final. The Vacaville Bulldogs beat Wilsey Wood for the 17th consecutive season. The 25th anniversary in the Black and Blue Bowl. One-sided. The Bulldogs now 8-2. Regular season now done. 4-1 in the Melt. Wilsey Wood now 6-4 and 3-2. Both teams will be in the playoffs, so the magic is not over for both of these squads. That's all the time we have. Thanks for checking us out here on the Solano College Sports Network. For Joseph and Jarrett and the rest of the Solano College Sports Network crew, I'm Zach Poff. We out.